So this is the issue with your AgenaRisk software that I've found. It's in essence just a massive flaw with the activation um, system, whereby you can completely bypass it. Also, in terms of this key, don't worry about that key. This is a global volume license key. Um, it doesn't really do anything. It's publicly available on Microsoft's website, so I'm not too concerned about anyone seeing it. Cool. Okay, so I've set up a fresh VM to demonstrate this issue. You can see that this is a VM where it says virtual machine, virtual processors, etc. It's a VM, right? Okay. So there's realistically only two two tools that we need for this. So one is Java SE8. So this can't be downloaded from Adoptium. This can't be Temurin or Temurin, I don't know. This has to be Java SE8. So we need Java SE8 development kit, so JDK. This is a Christ. This is a Windows VM, so I just downloaded this. I already have an account, so I downloaded it as it is. But you'll probably need to either make an account or whatever. JRE isn't really necessary because AgenaRisk comes with its own JRE, but you can download it for the sake of it. Also here, not that one. That's a tarball. This one here, again, you'll need an account. And yeah, so I downloaded latest version from here. Obviously, just enter some information, download it. And if we mess anything up, there's this fancy little Apache archiver thing available under mvn.agenarisk.com, which if we go to, we can find everything that we need. So if we mess something up, we can just grab files. So for example, I'll only be editing a single file. So that file is present under com, AgenaRisk core. And then if we go to the version that we need, which I believe is 8.1 something something, I'll just pick the latest one. And then if we go to artifacts, we can just download that right here. And the good thing about having this public, for me, who's trying to, attack your software, so to say, is the fact that there's a list of dependencies, there's a dependency tree, and there's even a dependency graph, which is fantastic because it shows what's being used and what I might need, etc. So this is very, very useful. Okay, cool. We don't really need this now, but yeah, so another tool that we'll need is JDGUI. This is the Java decompiler. You can also decompile Java class files using command line, but this is easier to show. It's a lot faster. This is free and open source. You can download it. Just look up JDGUI or Java decompiler. It's on GitHub, I believe. Obviously, we'll need the AgenaRisk, which I've already installed. I'll be using VS Code, which is amazing. But you can use whatever IDE you want. Anything that can compile Java. You can also compile it manually if you want. So I'll just be using this. And yeah, so just to show, this is a fresh installation. If we open AgenaRisk, it says expired 14-day trial. That's fine. It's not an issue. It'll start at some point in the near future. Maybe. There we go. Okay, your 14-day trial has expired. Cool. And then, oh, it opened that. Oop, okay. Didn't need that. And then all we can do is just open a model library and do whatever we need, but we can't actually create new things, right? It's all grayed out. Okay, so we can't really do anything. Okay, so we'll just exit out of that. Then we'll go to our installation. Oh, right. Another thing that we'll need is Maven, just for dependency management, just in case. Sometimes not having Maven breaks it, breaks the compilation with VS Code. Not sure why. So we just go to AgenaRisk, and we're presented with this. So we can ignore all of this. We don't really care about any of it. We need to go to lib, library, and then lib again. And this is where the software lives. So what we need is we need the com.agenarisk.core, so obviously the FQDN and reverse DNS format. So all we'll need to do is we just take that, paste down on desktop. Fine, cool. Okay, so what we need to do now is open GDGUI, drop that in there. Fantastic. So we have the software, and then all we need to do is save all sources, and then on desktop, just wait for that to export. Give it a second. There we go. We don't really care about that anymore. So then we have this. Great. And what we can do now is just extract this, extract files. Actually, just do, there we go. Cool. So we've now got a directory with this, and then we'll grab VS Code and stick that in. Actually, do that. Find the extracted directory, select folder, wait for that to open up. It'll generally prompt you for a Java installation, so make sure that you've got JDK 1.8, or I think it's Java 5.5 or 5.6, maybe 5.2, I don't remember, because if it's compiled under the wrong Java version, you'll get a fancy error saying that the bytecode doesn't match, which is fine. So now we have this. We go into com. No, we don't. We go into UK. We go into Minerva. We go under util, I believe. Yeah, util. Then we go into product, and then we have product information. All of this is really just, obviously, activation and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure which of these bits are necessary and which of these aren't, but this is what works for me. So firstly, grab the middle file, license.java. Wait for that to load. So we obviously have these comments, which are just the line numbers generated by Java decompiler. Okay, so the one or the couple of things that we need to do is we have this isActive method. Okay, so all of it realistically can be changed, but for the sake of not messing with these, we can just type return true. So isActive will always be true. So wherever it's called, obviously you'll have, there's only 2 occurrences. So this is, I'm assuming, only for printing and checking things. So the rest isn't really that interesting. It's just on offline activation, etc. Just a bunch of different activation methods. But since we won't be activating anything, we don't really care. So the next important bit that we need to edit, and the main bit, is product.info.java. So this is the bit that we need to edit. And once again, I'm not sure which of these steps are necessary and which aren't, but this is what works for me. Okay, so we have these 3 enums, and they're quite important, I reckon. So firstly, what we'll need to do here is just, as a default, we'll set that to true. And then where it says product, we'll set that to an enum of product.desktop. Okay, cool. License to, don't need to change that. License type, don't need to change that. License mode, we'll change that to key activation. There we go, key activation. And then if we just do license key, just make up a license key. There we go. I don't think license expiry and days left are really necessary, because I'm not entirely sure what format of this is meant, like what the format of this string is meant to be. and I couldn't really find that. I also don't want to go digging through every file because effort. So we'll just set that to a really large number for now. Days left, we'll also set that to a really large number. And then full license expired, false. Okay, that's the default, that's great. Then set license to get license type, that's fine. Set license type, we don't really care about that, so license type, get license mode. Get license key, set license key, etc, 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 etc. Okay, so now the bits that are important is license valid? Sorry, not is license valid, but set license valid. So what we need to do for this is instead of this boolean that's passed to this method, we'll just simply make it true. Very simple. And then same with the other bit that was somewhere here. Or maybe that was it. I don't remember. Well, that's fine. Let's just compile it, see what happens. So obviously you just go terminal, run build task. It'll say that there's nothing configured, so it'll just make one up, click that. The default's fine. Close that, and then just run build task. It'll ask us for the main class. We can just say without main class, because we don't need one. It'll compile it. There we go. So that's compiled. Very, very easy. Didn't take a long time at all. And we just grab that. We, just for the sake of it, will make a copy of it so we know what's original. And then all we do is open this as an archive, because obviously a jar is just an archive. Open that as an archive. Oh, actually, we won't be able to edit this directly. So what I'll do is I will simply just create a new directory and just stick that in there just so we can edit it, because otherwise it'll complain about permissions. Cool. So just edit that, open archive. Then we just navigate back to that, UK, co, Agena, Minerva, util, product. And same with this, UK, co, Agena, Minerva, util, product. And we just need to move those files over. So just make sure that is the correct one. Yep. So all we do is we just grab license, and then we grab, was it product? Was it product info or was it product instance? No, it's product info. Okay. And then we just grab product info, move that stuff over. It'll ask us to confirm. We confirm, we save, and then all we do is just move that back. And then if we go back, we are done. There we go. Completely inactivated. If you click on view license, you get the license key, you get this, you get days left to expire 0. Not sure how to change that, not entirely sure what determines that. But it doesn't really matter. I've tried this on separate occasions on multiple days in a row, the same installation, and it still works absolutely fine. That doesn't go down at all. We can create a new model if we want to, and do whatever we want, really. Yeah. And we have a fully functional thing out of the trial. See? There we go. Very, very simple. Okay. And that was that. That's done. All right.